All right, let's talk about the SAT, but maybe not in the way you're used to. Today, we're diving into a method that's being called a total code break, a new path that could, believe it or not, lead straight to a perfect 1600. So, let me just ask you this. What if you could absolutely crush the SAT reading section? You know the one, it's the part of the test that trips up pretty much everyone. And what if you could do it without actually reading the passages? Yeah, you heard me right. Not skimming, not speed reading, solving the questions without reading the text at all. I know, it sounds impossible. But stick with me, because we're about to look at how some students are doing exactly that. First, we gotta understand the problem. If you think the SAT reading section is ridiculously hard, you're not wrong. And here's the secret. It's supposed to be. That difficulty, it's not a bug, it's a feature. The test is designed to be a problem. I mean, think about it. It's a race against the clock. The answer choices are built to be confusing, and the test makers literally create traps just to catch you. Then they throw these super dense 300-word passages at you. It's no wonder it feels completely overwhelming. But here's a thought. What if the problem isn't your reading ability? What if it's the strategy you're using? What if you could just sidestep all of those traps by playing a totally different game? And that brings us to the solution. It's a radically new way of thinking called the unified models method. So what in the world are unified models? Well, think of it less like typical tutoring and more like learning a brand new skill. It's about training students to see the hidden patterns and the logical flaws in the answer choices themselves. That way, they can eliminate the wrong ones without ever needing the passage. And the results of this? Get this. Students are reportedly solving the absolute hardest questions on the test, the ones that usually eat up all your time, in just 30 to 60 seconds. Right about now, you're probably thinking, no way. That sounds way too good to be true. How is that kind of speed even possible when most of us spend minutes just staring at one question? Well, here's what it actually sounds like in practice. This is a real student talking through their process. A is excluded, D is excluded, C is excluded, so only B is left. See that? It's not about finding the right answer, it's about killing the wrong answers, one by one, based on flaws they're trained to see. And this isn't just random guessing. As another student explains it, you learn to spot these special logical situations that are built right into the test questions. Once you can see that blueprint, the whole puzzle just clicks into place. So, let's pop the hood and see how this thing actually works. The success of this method seems to be built on 4 really powerful pillars. Let's break them down. Okay, so the 4 pillars are, first, unmatched speed. Second, pinpoint accuracy. Third, what they call radical efficiency. And finally, the one that really matters, top-tier results. Let's look at the proof behind each one. First up, speed. With traditional prep, most students are lucky if they finish on time. They usually end up losing 5 to 8 precious minutes. But with this method, that's completely flipped on its head. Students are actually saving 5 to 8 minutes, which is extra time to go back and check your work. That's a massive advantage. But hey, speed doesn't mean anything if you're getting the answers wrong. And this is where it gets really interesting. Students using this are apparently hitting an accuracy rate between 92 and 98%. So they're not just answering way faster, they're answering with near perfect precision. The third pillar, efficiency, might be the most mind-blowing part. You can just forget about months and months of painful cramming. The claim is that students can get proficient in just 3 days, and they're well on their way to mastering the test by day 5. That's potentially hundreds of study hours you just get back. So what does a 92 to 98% accuracy rate actually translate to on test day? Well, it translates to this, a score in the range of 1540 to 1590. We're not just talking about good scores here. Those are elite, door-opening, life-changing results. So, what does all this mean for you, whether you're a student getting ready to take the test or a parent watching this? It means there's a potential path to a top score that's faster, smarter, and way less stressful than what you thought was possible. Let's just quickly recap the promise here. You could learn to just bypass the test maker's traps completely. You could save yourself hundreds of hours of studying. You could walk into that test feeling unshakably confident, which, as we all know, cuts down that test day anxiety. The whole point is to unlock your highest potential score without all the usual burnout. And that brings us right back to where we started, with one final question to leave you with. What if the part of the SAT that you dread the most, the one section that's designed to be a roadblock, suddenly became your biggest strength? According to this method, that's not just a crazy idea, it's the entire point.